The first really nice car that I ever had was a 1983 320i BMW. And I fell in love with the car because it had rack and pinion steering, that kind of dull ergonomic finish to the interior of the car, and then everything fit in a way that I was just not accustomed to any domestic manufactured cars ever fitting. It was slow as it could be. It didn't handle all that well, but everything was so meticulously put together, it just drew my great admiration. And then over the years, I kind of watched as BMW developed other cars, and it became clear to me in 2000 that my favorite car of all time was going to be the E39 M5. To me, that was just the apex of a naturally aspirated BMW, basically a race motor jammed into a four-door sedan. You gotta love those BMW engineers. And so when I was able to do so a few years later in 2008, I bought one. And it was, at that point, what people refer to as a Dynon S2 with the Champion wheels, the Brembo brakes, the Dynon headers, the lauded Dynon headers, a 345-to-1 rear end, etc. And it was delightful. But as with most car enthusiasts, you're never satisfied. You want more. And so, of course, I couldn't help but want to continue to modify that car, adding a Vorsteiner carbon fiber vented hood, ultimately doing a number of different things. And then I either made the fortuitous decision or the huge mistake of asking someone to build my dream motor for that car. I paid them quite a bit of money. I won't mention who it was. The motor blew up 1 minute and 38 seconds after I started it. They rebuilt it, and the next time around, we got it on the dyno, and the motor would freeze up when it got hot because they had used piston-to-wall clearance of only 2 thou with 2618 alloy pistons and steel sleeves. And anybody who knows anything about those two metals knows that you have to have a lot more than 2011 inch of piston-to-wall clearance when the metal expands. Otherwise, it's going to freeze up. So after that experience, I just said, this is not that difficult. I'm going to build my own, and I'm never going to let another person build an engine for me or any of my friends. And it wasn't too long after that Dusty Renteria, the former head of Steve Dynon's engine shop, back when they designed and used the engines that won the Rolex 24 Hours a couple of times. Dusty was severed from his employment with Dynon and periodically started working closely with me and taught me quite a bit. And the next thing you know, we had a little bit of a business. And we established it at Virginia International Raceway in 2015. And we would do about 5 or 6 motors a year. Occasionally an S54, mostly S62s, occasionally a race motor, but mostly high performance street motors. And then it gradually evolved. By the time we hit 2020, interestingly, in the middle of the pandemic, we went to about 20 motors. And then since then, we've been averaging 20 to 30 motors a year, and it just doesn't seem to be ending. The appetite for naturally aspirated BMW engines of a generation or two ago still has a great hold on the imagination of car enthusiasts, as well it should. And that is the group to which we cater. And we want to make sure that people who own those cars and want to modify those cars and want to renovate those cars have an ideal place in which to do it. And by the way, I always say our shop is really owned by our customers in a sense, because I built it for them. I built it so that true enthusiasts for these naturally aspirated BMWs would have a place to come. And we have a huge window. You can't see it right here, I don't think, but from our showroom back into the engine building room, which is HEPA filtered, controlled, super clean room. But customers can come into the showroom and watch their engine being built if they want to. And I actually had one customer who came with his BMW rep for an entire weekend to watch me build their engine. This is exactly what we love. We want to have an opportunity to interact with our enthusiasts, our customers, and then help them realize their automotive dreams. That's kind of what I'm doing for myself in all of this, and I just want to do it for you.